You know, when Richard Sterling called his security guard stupid that morning, he had no clue just how badly he was about to be schooled. Picture this. A guy in a $3,000 suit, red-faced with rage, standing right there in the sleek marble lobby of Sterling Tech, barking at a turnstile that just wouldn't budge for him. "I don't have time for this," Richard snapped. And then David Floyd, the calm and steady security guard, just looks up and says, "Sir, your badge expired yesterday. I can give you a temporary pass." Now, Richard wasn't having any of it. "How hard can this be? Even someone as stupid as you should figure out," he sneered. And just like that, the entire lobby went silent. Employees mid-step, coffee cups paused in midair. Even a software engineer named Sarah Chun gasped. There was this flicker in David's eyes that said, yeah, he's heard it all before: the dismissals, the invisibility, the disrespect. But he kept his cool. What Richard didn't know was that this stupid guard was anything but. David was the unsung hero of the morning, quietly handling all sorts of situations nobody even noticed. Earlier, when a delegation of Japanese executives arrived for a critical afternoon meeting, they'd been looking confused at the front desk. "Excuse me, the Lee, Mr. Yamamoto," asked hesitantly. "Conference room location?" Without missing a beat, David replied in perfect Japanese. "The main conference room is on the 20th floor, elevators just around the corner." Yamamoto's eyes lit up. This wasn't just security, this was a cultural bridge. David even bowed slightly, saying "Arigato gozaimasu" with respect. But none of the execs upstairs saw this. Later, German engineers came in, arguing about directions, and again David switched flawlessly to German, calming them down and guiding them. Then, a group of French delegates arrived, and David smoothly switched to French, impressing everyone. Sarah Chun, who'd just been rushing by with her coffee, slowed down, watching David with growing curiosity. "How many languages do you speak?" she whispered once the delegations moved on. David just shrugged, modest as ever. "Just enough to help when needed." Meanwhile, the rest of the company buzzed along, oblivious to the quiet brilliance of the front desk. Finally, after a little back and forth, David quietly overrode the system and let Richard through the turnstile. "See? Was that so hard?" Richard sneered before disappearing into the elevator. But you know what? That moment stuck in everyone's minds. People exchanged looks, sympathetic, maybe even protective. Word spread fast. The CEO had just humiliated the one guy who greeted everyone with a smile every morning, who kept the place feeling safe at night. The whole building was buzzing by lunchtime. Back in his corner office, Richard was still stewing. Feeling foolish? Absolutely. And he hated it. His solution? Get rid of the problem security guard who apparently couldn't even handle a badge. He called HR, demanded David be fired immediately, claiming they needed someone with actual intelligence at the front desk. Janet Morrison from HR tried to reason with him. David's record was spotless. No complaints, but Richard cut her off, insisting, "I want competence, not mediocrity." So within an hour, David was clearing out his desk, his replacement looking overwhelmed with the complex systems. Employees gathered, whispering in disbelief. "They're actually firing David?" Sarah asked incredulously. "Yeah, the CEO said he's not smart enough." Another scoffed. "David's the most helpful person here." Upstairs, Richard's real problems were just starting. The afternoon's big international meetings were about to begin, meetings that would make or break Sterling Tech's global expansion. But the professional interpreter Richard relied on called in sick. His backup struggled with the technical jargon. The meetings were crumbling. "Maybe we should postpone, Mr. Yamamoto said politely but firmly. "Technical terms are critical for our $15 million deal." Richard's stomach dropped. "Give me 5 minutes, he pleaded, trying to salvage the situation. But every call to interpretation services came back busy or unavailable. Then, out of nowhere, his assistant bursts in something she'd never do without knocking breathless, telling him the German and French delegations downstairs wanted that security guard, the one who'd helped them earlier, the one who spoke perfect German and French. They refused to proceed without him. Richard sat dumbfounded. "That's impossible." He's just a security guard who can't even use a badge scanner properly. But they were adamant the German engineer called David the most professional translator we've had in years. The French delegate insisted on his presence, noting his UN-level expertise and impeccable cultural understanding. The room grew deadly silent as Richard realized the full scope of his mistake. He ordered David summoned immediately, but the assistant's face fell. "He was terminated an hour ago, sir. He's already left." The phone slipped from Richard's hand as the weight of what he'd done hit him. He raced to the lobby to find David's replacement, lost among the electronic systems. "Where's David Floyd?" he demanded, panic creeping into his voice. "He's gone, sir." Richard's arrogance had cost him dearly. Desperate, he dialed David's number. "David, it's Richard Sterling. I need you back right now. The executives are demanding you." After a long pause, David replied calmly, "I was just terminated, sir. I'm on my way home. Please, I'm reinstating you. I'll triple your salary. We can't move forward without you." Another pause. "Then, I'll be there in 30 minutes. When David returned, the lobby erupted in cheers, employees from every floor gathering to welcome back their hero. Sarah called out, "We missed you." Others shouted their support. David felt tears prick his eyes, overwhelmed by how much his quiet presence meant. Richard met him at the desk, humility finally replacing arrogance. "David, I have to ask, how many languages do you actually speak?" 11, sir." 11. David had been a United Nations translator for 15 years, working in Tokyo, Berlin, Paris, Mexico City, Mumbai, Cairo, Geneva, Brussels, New York, and Vienna. The lobby went silent, everyone absorbing this revelation. "But why security?" Richard asked, voice trembling. "My wife got 6 days for cancer. We needed health insurance and to be close to family," David explained quietly. "Sterling Tech gave us that." Richard choked back the rest, his shame palpable. David's dignity shone despite everything. "I called you stupid," Richard whispered. "Yes, sir, you did." Upstairs, the executives waited, refusing to proceed without David. When he entered the conference room, the atmosphere shifted instantly. Mr. Yamamoto greeted him warmly in Japanese. The German engineer stood, thanking him for his expertise. The French delegate smiled, insisting negotiations proceed only with David present. David didn't just translate language, he translated cultures, business customs, diplomatic nuances. He explained the German engineering mindset, helped Richard understand the Japanese focus on relationships and face, and bridged gaps with the French delegation. What started as a failing $15 million deal not only survived, it grew into a $25 million partnership. As the delegations left, they personally thanked David and expressed hope he'd be involved in future talks. Richard watched, finally grasping how catastrophic his earlier decision had been. The next day, Richard came bearing a brass plaque. David Floyd, security supervisor and chief international cultural consultant, fluent in 11 languages, UN-certified translator. He handed David documents outlining a new department, international cultural relations, and a 5-fold salary increase. Employees gathered, applauding, as Richard spoke with genuine humility. "Yesterday, I called David stupid. Today, he saved our company and taught me the most valuable lesson of my career. Respect isn't about title or position. It's about recognizing the worth and dignity in every person, no matter their role." Later, Sarah asked David why he never mentioned his incredible background. He smiled, modest as always. "You never asked. Besides, every job has dignity. I'm proud to be your security guard, just as I'm proud to help with international relations." David insisted on keeping both roles. The security desk became more than a checkpoint. It was a symbol of respect and dignity, a reminder that you never really know the depth behind the person greeting you. Richard changed too. New company policies on respect took hold. He started eating lunch with employees and never again judged someone by their job title. David's story spread beyond Sterling Tech, inspiring others to look beyond the surface. But what stood out most was David's grace, never seeking revenge, never holding a grudge, always professional. The stupid security guard had taught everyone what true character looks like. So here's the takeaway. Respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn through your actions and how you treat others. And sometimes, the biggest lessons come from the people you least expect. If this story struck a chord with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share your thoughts. Do you think respect and dignity play out in today's workplaces? Who's someone you've underestimated before? Let's talk about it.
Trên đây là những công việc của mình là mình lên mạng xã hội tìm hiểu những video.
Next one? Alright. Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know. Please.
After the tree to hold on to. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the fence.